What's up everyone? And welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a truly unique and wild mobile suit, Ortega's three-legged Rick Dom from the Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuX series. The first thing that hit me was the sheer size of this box. It's easily twice the size of a standard high-grade box, even bigger than the other GQuuuuuX high-grades I've built. Let's start the build of this peculiar Dom. Upon opening the box, I noticed that it wasn't as packed with plastic as you might think. There's a bit of empty space, so while it's double the size of a regular GQuuuuuX box, it's not overflowing with runners. Despite that, with 11 runners, it's still more than your average high-grade kit, promising a detailed build, especially with the legs. The plastic inside is beautifully colored. The A runner is a mix of nice tones, including a vibrant red and a clear, color-separated piece for the mono eye, which is a fantastic detail. Runner B is also multicolored, and the rest of the runners feature lovely purples, grays, some metallic silver for a nice touch, and black for the main weapon, the Big Bazooka. Beyond the runners, we've got some extra goodies, like the blades for the heat sabers. We also have a sheet of marking stickers. I'll get straight to the point and say these are pretty good. While the stickers included are good enough that you might not need the water slides, the latter are a great option for that extra level of detail. The legs are where you'll spend most of your time, which makes sense since there are 3 of them. They are incredibly detailed with a lot going on, especially the verniers on the underside. However, you might be a little disappointed to find that these aren't color accurate. The runners only include silver, but the box art shows these parts in a beautiful shade of red. You'll have to add that red yourself, sadly. Other than that, the design is excellent. You get decent articulation, a cool little gimmick at the back of the knee that flexes when you bend the joint, and rotation at the hip. A bit of a surprise is that the shin armors are all-encompassing, wrapping completely around the leg. While this looks great, it also means you'll have seam lines and nubs running down the front and back of all 3 legs. To get rid of them, I recommend clipping the nubs from a distance with your nippers using a file to remove the bulk, and then sanding from a high grit to a low grit to smooth everything out. The inner gray knee armor has a sticker for all 3 of them. This piece pops into a purple section from behind. Next, you attach both main parts of the leg together, which looks fantastic. The knee section then attaches to that. Moving on to the foot, you build the little rig on the bottom with all the pivoting verniers. These clip in from above with a single one that comes up from below. Next is the ankle joint, which is very cleverly designed. It's a keyhole style joint that you attach upside down and then swing around to lock it permanently in place. This attaches to the black front section of the foot. You then attach the vernier rig to that and close up the other half. You follow the same process for the heel section, with verniers attaching into a silver part, which then attaches to a black part, and a large piece that connects both parts of the foot. You sandwich the black pieces together, attach the purple part to the front, and the foot is complete. Finally, you attach it to the leg. Next, you build the knee joint, which is made of 2 large parts that connect to be incredibly strong. A purple armor piece attaches to it, creating that cool moving gimmick in the back of the leg. What I just described, you build 3 of. From here, the legs start to differ. After you complete the lower leg, we will install the hip joint. The hip is made of 2 pieces, resulting in a very thick and solid joint. 2 tones of purple attached together for nice color separation. The gray section then attaches to the front of the thigh, and the knee joint attaches to that. Finally, you attach the whole upper leg together, and it connects to the lower leg to form a complete leg. This is what separates the left and right legs. The third leg doesn't have an upper leg at all. After you finish all 3 legs, you move on to the waist unit. This is incredibly impressive, with a lot of detail, plenty of thrusters, and solid joints. It has a joint that connects to the torso, which moves well, and some fantastic drop-down hips with a simple but effective design. Around the back, the thrusters can move up and down and rotate. And finally, this section is the attachment point for the third leg. We start with a large central piece that anchors everything. A purple armor piece attaches to the front. The joint for the waist attaches from both sides, giving us a nice pivot and a ball joint. We continue with more parts, like this section for the third leg around the back. Then, 2 pieces sandwich the drop-down waist mechanism, which is a truly impressive bit of engineering. Next up, we have a purple armor piece and 2 darker purple sections for attaching the third leg. For the side skirts, you attach one part to the front, add some nice dark detailing on the inside, and then pop it onto the side of the waist joint. You do the same on the other side. Skirting armors are very nice. There are stickers to apply, 4 per skirt for a total of 10, which is a fair amount, but they are easy to align. The big armor pieces attach via ball joints at the front, allowing them to pivot nicely. Finally, 2 small sensor sections attach, which also require a small metallic red sticker. After that, we build the 2 large thruster units for the back. 3 sections attach together beautifully, and then 3 verniers clip in 1 large at the top and 2 smaller ones. A split ball joint attaches to them, and once complete, they pop onto these interesting peg joints on the back. It looks great, feels solid, and offers excellent articulation, especially for a Dom. Moving up to the torso, it's good, strong, and big once completed. The real standout feature, however, is the incredible shoulder joints. They flare out and forward, allowing for amazing articulation even for a chunky mobile suit like this. You also get a bit of waist articulation down here in a ball joint style. To build it, you start with 2 of these upper joint sections that slide on from above. Then, one side of the inner frame attaches. This section right here is the rear of the Dom. Next, we build the ab crunch section, which has a free-floating outer casing and a ball-jointed segment that attaches from below, locking it in place. Finally, you sandwich on the other side of the chest to hold everything together. A rail segment completes the back. And then we build the shoulder joints. These, once again, are the keyhole locking style. You slot them on upside down and then rotate them forward to lock them into position. To build the shoulders, you slot a purple armor piece up from below, followed by the gray mechanical shoulder attachment part inside, and then it all comes together with a purple armor piece from above. You do this on both sides and lock them into place. Next, the clavicle section for the neck attaches to the front and clicks down in the back. Building the chest involves simply popping 2 armored segments together and adding the detailed segments to the front. There's a sticker for the chest spray gun in a nice metallic silver and red. Finally, this piece attaches to the chest. And we're pretty much done. Now for the arms. They're a bit simpler than the legs, but still absolutely gorgeous, with great color separation. There's a nice joint at the shoulder for a lot of movement, and the elbow bend has a cool retracting section, just like the legs. The wrist joint is a standard ball joint. The arm build starts at the shoulder with this 3-piece section that forms the joint. We then layer the red inner structure of the shoulder, and the black section of the shoulder is all one piece that slots down from above. A small vortex generating detail piece pops up at the top. For the elbow joint itself, it slots up from below and locks around a rail inside, feeling incredibly solid. This then slots into the upper arm. The forearm is built by attaching a darker purple piece to the lighter purple piece, which forms the retracting segment. You pop the elbow joint onto that, build the same thing on the other side of the forearm, sandwich them together, and close it all up with the front of the shoulder. The hands are also very nice, as they are 3-piece hands instead of the usual 2-piece, which means you have a small hinge joint in the wrist for more movement to work with the bazooka. Finally, the last part of the robot to build is the head. It's extremely well designed. The neck uses a simple but effective double ball joint. Inside the head, we have a beautiful color-separated movable mono eye. You do have to take off the red front to move it, but it's a great feature. The build is super simple. First, you attach the color-separated clear mono eye into this section. The ball joint at the back then attaches to the gray inner frame of the head. You sandwich the other half on, attach the black armor from above, the red armor from the front, and you're done. Simple, effective, and beautiful. Now for the assembly. Attaching everything together is a dream. The legs click into the waist joints perfectly, and the waist ball joint attaches to the torso super simply. The 2 big ball joints for the shoulders attach without a hitch. And finally, the third leg slots into place as a backpack. Everything is rock solid and looks fantastic. Before we conclude, we need to build the weapons. The first accessory is the big bazooka. I expected it to be big, but it's even bigger than I thought. The sight has a separate gray sight section. The handle has a pivot and attaches to the bottom. You then attach the second half and a secret sliding handle. A cuff-like section finishes off the business end, hiding the seam line. Overall, it looks very, very nice. Next, we have 2 green heat sabers. You simply attach the rod section into the handle. That's it. Finally, there are the anchors. You take the included yellow wire, chop it in half, attach the anchors to one end, and the other end attaches to the back armor of a hand, allowing them to be used with the left fist. This is the finished model kit, straight out of the box. I am ridiculously impressed. It's not often we get old school designs like the Rick Dom with brand new, excellent engineering. The shoulders, the waist joints, everything about it is so nice. Whatever pose you put it in, it looks great. The extra leg in the back adds a cool flair. It works well as a backpack and as a third leg for that high mobility mode. The color-separated mono eye is a huge highlight. It's so much better than a sticker. The only downside, as expected, is the lack of red in any of the verniers. If you want to pose this thing flying through the air, you'll definitely want to detail those up. Despite that, this is an absolute winner of a kit. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to come back for the full review. I will see you all next time. If you like this video, please subscribe. I'm very grateful for that.